This is the one pot meal that your family will ask for time and time again. The perfect weeknight meal, it takes no time at all. More and more, I want to share with you the types of meals that I make for my family on a week-to-week basis. Now, these meals are full of flavor. They're usually made in one pot, just like this lemon and olive chicken tagine that I'm going to share with you today. This is a really fast meal. It is explosive in flavor, and trust me, your family will come back for seconds on this one because it's so, so tasty. So the first thing that we're gonna do is prep our chicken. And today I'm using chicken thighs that still have their bone in, but I've taken the skin off. And all we're gonna do is season them on both sides generously with a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper. I have a large Dutch oven here that's heating on medium heat. I'm gonna add a touch of olive oil, and once the oil is nice and shiny and hot, I'm gonna lower in my chicken thighs. Now we're gonna cook the chicken thighs in batches, making sure not to crowd the pan, and we're gonna get a nice sear on them on both sides. Now at this point, the chicken doesn't have to be cooked through, and we're gonna transfer it to a plate and set it to the side. Now we're gonna create the flavor base for our tagine, and of course we're starting off with a ton of finely chopped onions. So they're going into the pot, and we're gonna saute them off until they're soft and translucent. Then I'm gonna grate in some fresh ginger, which is gonna add a ton of zip, and we're gonna saute that until it's nice and fragrant. And now is when we're gonna go in with the signature spices for the tagine. So we're gonna go in with a stick of cinnamon, which is going to bring a hum of sweetness to the dish, some ground coriander, a little bit of chili powder for heat, and some turmeric. Now we're gonna toast them with the onions for a good 15 to 30 seconds or until they're aromatic. We're gonna add in our chicken broth and then bring everything to the simmer. So something that's not very typical to a tagine is the addition of vegetables. But you know, given that I'm serving it to my family and I want to make it extra nutritious and hearty, I love going in with butternut squash. So this is what a butternut squash looks like. It's a pretty tough guy, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to break down. So we're going to start off by cutting the ends of the butternut squash, and then I'm going to split it down the middle. Then I'm gonna take a knife and slowly peel away all that tough skin. And for the bottom of the butternut squash, all I'm gonna do is split it in half and then take a spoon to scoop out the seeds. Once my butternut squash is peeled, I'm gonna cut it into big chunks, and just like that, it's ready. So something that I love in tagine is whenever they add preserved lemons. So these are lemons that are almost quartered to the bottom, stuffed with salt, and then allowed to sit in a jar for weeks on end until they become really super tender. Now you can do this at home, but of course it takes time, or you can buy it at the grocery store if you're lucky to find it, which sometimes that can be a little difficult. So the dupe that I've created for this recipe is the addition of lemon pickle, Indian lemon pickle, because if you think about it, lemon pickle has lemons, it has salt, it does have a little bit of spice, but that spice complements the tagine really well. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this lemon pickle and then finely chop it, and it's ready for our tagine. Our chicken broth is at a simmer, it smells amazing, and now is when we're gonna add the remaining ingredients. So I'm going in with my butternut squash, I also have some green olives, some dried apricots, which are gonna add a nice amount of sweetness, that lemon pickle, and a little drizzle of honey to round out all the flavors. Now I'm gonna stir everything really well together and then lower in the chicken thighs, and we're gonna cover them and cook them for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now, while my chicken is simmering away, we're gonna prep our couscous. And let me tell you, making couscous at home is so easy, it only takes 5 minutes. So I have couscous that I bought from the store. I'm just gonna pour it into a bowl, season it up with a little bit of salt, and in goes boiling water from a kettle. Now I'm gonna stir everything and cover it with a little bit of plastic wrap, and it's gonna hang out for about 5 minutes to absorb all the liquid in the bowl. Then we're gonna uncover it and then fluff it up with a fork, and our couscous is ready to go. Okay, so our couscous is ready to go. Our chicken is almost done. All I'm gonna do now is scatter in a little bit of fresh chopped parsley and coriander, and just like that, our lemon and olive chicken tagine is ready. I wish you could have smelled the aromas as this tagine was bubbling up on the stove. It smelled so, so good. It's finally ready. I have my couscous, nice and hot and fluffy. We've got the tagine, and oh my gosh, when you cut into this chicken, it is so tender. All you need is a spoon. You don't even need a fork and a knife. I'm gonna grab a little bit of apricot, that butternut squash. This is a big bite, as always. Let's go in for the taste. That's the stuff. This reminds me of the tagines I love. The thing that's magical about a tagine is that it's a mellow dish, but all the flavors complement each other. So you have those beautiful acidic and aromatic notes from the lemon, which is the absolute kicker in this dish. It's an absolute must, paired with the brininess of the olives, all of those spices coming through. And I love the sweetness from the apricots and that little touch of honey, which just ties everything together. So the next time you're looking up to switch up how you cook chicken at home, consider this tagine. It comes together really quickly, makes for a great weeknight meal, tastes even better the longer it sits in the fridge, and you can freeze it too. So what's stopping you from making it? Try this tagine out.